Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Tuesday edition of the Auburn Blitz. Brett and Randy here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad that you have joined us. You can call us 256-234-6221 if you've got something on your mind. You can always comment away on Facebook and YouTube. Go out there and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done that. Make sure you add us there. Our program brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation in Central Alabama Community College every single day, Monday through Friday, right here. Randy, good to see you. Auburn with a 45-19 victory over New Mexico on Saturday. Hank Brown gets the nod at quarterback. Not a bad day for Hank Brown. 17 of 25, 235 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Really looked confident out there. I know it was New Mexico, not a good football team. No other way to spin it, but Auburn went out and got business done the way they should have gotten it done. Looked shaky at times again on defense in the first half, but it looked like they reeled it in. Going to have to, man. SEC play starts Saturday with Arkansas. Arkansas didn't look very good against UAB, but you're going into SEC play, and Randy, I gave y'all a stat the other day. Auburn hadn't won very many SEC games the last 2 or 3 years. Well, we've beaten Arkansas every year, and if you don't win this game, that sets you on a bad path for the rest of the season. And then you've got Oklahoma coming in right after that. Auburn has had Arkansas's number for a while now. Got to win this game Saturday at home, no other way around it. But your initial thoughts on Hank Brown and the performance Saturday?
I thought he played great. I thought he mixed it around to a lot of different receivers. His check downs were really nice. The touchdown pass that he had that was probably the least impressive throw of the bunch may have been the most important throw that he made, which was the check down to Jarquez Hunter. At certain times, you got to just take what the defense gives you. Right. And with his skill set, you're going to have to take what the defense gives you more than even Peyton Thorne. Because Peyton Thorne had the ability that when the defense, or at least he sensed that the defense wasn't giving him anything, that he could go make a play with his athleticism, with his legs. Sometimes it's better to just not know that that's an option and sit back there and know that you've got a timer in your head and you got to get rid of this football in plenty of time, and you're not going to try to make something when everything else breaks down. And I sensed that with Hank Brown on Saturday, is that he had a great timer in his head. He got rid of the football. It seemed to be to the right spots. No turnovers. One throw down the right sideline to KLS was as good as you could throw a football anywhere at any time by anyone. So there's a lot to build on here, but we don't know a whole lot. That was not a very good defensive football team. We didn't expose them quite as much as we had hoped to.
Right.
We left them in the game for a little bit too long. But nonetheless, we got to win. And at this point and juncture in the Auburn program, any win that you get is a positive thing.
Yeah, the disheartening thing when you look back on the last 3 years is you just don't have very many quality wins under your belt. You're trying to get back to that point. And, again, to get to that point, you got to take care of business against teams you've been beaten during this stretch, and Arkansas is that team. Arkansas is not very good. I don't think anybody doubts that Sam Pittman will probably be out the door at the end of the year. I just don't see very many wins on Arkansas' schedule if things continue to go the way they have. Bobby Petrino's offense, it didn't look very impressive against a very down UAB team this year. The UAB's having their own struggles. But UAB went over there, and it was a nip-tuck game for a long time in Fayetteville. So Auburn has them coming in. We'll dive into that game a little bit later in the program. But kind of looking back, Randy, this program is in need of a quality win. And I went back and I asked you guys, when was the last time Auburn had a quality win? You had to go all the way back to 21. You have to go all the way back and look at what Auburn did. And again, I don't like to bring up bad things, but if you're trying to build your program back up, you got to be comfortable where you are and got to have realistic expectations. If you look at us in bowl games, the last bowl win we had was in 2018 against Purdue, and that was a performance like I've never seen before. But in the meantime, you've lost to Northwestern, Maryland, and Houston. And right before that, we lost to Central Florida. Of course, they were a pretty good football team in 17. So, but when you look at those teams that we've lost to, Maryland, Northwestern, Houston, I mean, you're losing to teams that are not in the stratosphere of where your program is historically. We've won 8 SEC games over this last 3-year stretch. 4 of them were to Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. There's not any impressive SEC wins. We need to beat Oklahoma. We need to beat teams on this schedule, and we got to start now. We got to start making the steps. And again, we can say, well, the roster's not there and all this kind of stuff. But Auburn fans, they're ready for some wins that you can hang your hat on. And look, Oklahoma's not a world beater. We'll see what happens Saturday against Tennessee. Tennessee's playing outstanding football right now. Now, they got to go on the road and play at night. But this is not some unbelievable Oklahoma team's going to be rolling in 2 weeks.
No, but I'm braced. I mean, anybody that wants to start building themselves up after watching that defensive performance on Saturday and think that we're about to beat some really good team outside of that team playing really poorly and
right.
maybe turning the football over 3 or 4 times, like Alabama almost did against us last year.
Right.
If you lay an egg in Jordan-Hare, we can beat you. We can play with Georgia. We can play with Alabama, but it's still a rebuild. And
there's no doubt
our
it's a rebuild.
secondary is not very good. Our defensive tackles that we got in the transfer portal, okay. I can be sold that they're serviceable, but outside of that, Malik Blockton, I think, is the best of the bunch.
Does that defense look slow to you all the way around, overall team speed? It just doesn't look fast. SEC defenses play fast, and you have to. This team does not look fast.
I think there's a few players that I think are true SEC caliber players. There's a few that I think have a chance to be in the years to come, like Malik Blockton that I just mentioned. But you're throwing a lot of guys out there before they would be ready at a premier program, at Alabama or Georgia, somewhere like that. That is a premier program, as much as we despise saying it here. They wouldn't be thrown to the wolves quite as early as we're having to throw some of these guys out there, and it's on a need basis. I watch Isaiah Rakes come out there.
He does.
If you have to ask me whether I want 47 out there or him, give me 47. 47 from an athleticism standpoint gives me something that possibly can be built on. I like what Keldrick Falk's doing. He didn't do much on Saturday. We, for whatever reason, have been consistent with putting those 3 down linemen. It doesn't put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks that we make look a lot better than I think they're made to look against other teams. That's the problem I have with Auburn right now. If we were making a Cal quarterback that has consistently gone out there and performed at a 75-80% completion percentage and thrown for 300 yards for 3 touchdowns and no INTs, and we just keep we keep playing quarterbacks like that, then I can understand it. But no, we make quarterbacks look better than they are. I'm not too negative on it right now. I'm not. I hate to sit on here and just keep going. I've got to buy into a rebuild, and I'm sick and tired as an Auburn fan. But we've got to buy into a rebuild, Brett. We are not very.
No, we're not.
We're not high. We're not top end talent, especially on the defensive side.
I mean, we're a 6 or 7 win team.
That's who we are.
That's who it looks like. What it looks like, unless something changes. All right. You talk about the transfer portal all the time, and you just mentioned Isaiah Rakes, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but there's a reason people get in the transfer portal. And a majority of the reason people get in the transfer portal, and you see 3,000 student athletes in a transfer portal, is because they're not getting it done where they are. And so they pack up and leave. Peyton Thorne left Michigan State. Okay? We can say he had a good year or not. He did. But it was apparent he wasn't going to be the quarterback anymore. So he gets in the portal. Auburn goes out and gets him, and worked out. Isaiah Rakes, he left Texas A&M. They got a pretty good defensive front. They're not a very good football team either. But he left for a reason. It's not because he was some elite defensive tackle. Now, there are a very small percentage of people that get in the portal, like a Caleb Downs, and go from Alabama to Ohio State because he can go shop around. He can go anywhere the country wants.
Thompson looks that way for us.
Jaron Thompson.
The one portal guy on defense that I watch and I go, gosh, thank the Lord we got him. Because
absolutely.
if we didn't have him, where would we be back at the safety position? I mean, because we're as thin as we are already in the secondary, but take that guy away. So that was a really positive get for all.
Well, and that's to my point. For every, I don't know, I may be way off on, and tell me if I am. For every 7 to 10 guys you get in the portal, maybe one of them is that guy that could have gone anywhere. The rest of them are just getting in the portal trying to find a new home. And then maybe you have a roster like Auburn's had the last 2 or 3 years where you need depth. So you go get Isaiah Rakes. It wasn't like we were going to get him because he was some 5-star super stud. Now, he may have been coming out of high school, but he left Texas A&M because he probably wasn't going to play very much, right?
Well, he may have served the same role there as we're serving here, which is a 500-esque team that you're playing at defensive tackle and you are good enough to get out on the field and take some snaps, but you're not going to be a big-time Nick Fairley type producer for anyone.
Robbie Ashford. Did he really think he was going to go from Auburn to South Carolina and be the starting quarterback? I mean, we saw him come off the bench and do what Robbie Ashford does. And it's
but the problem though, Brett, and let me say this though, when you transfer from an Auburn that's a sub 500 team to South Carolina that's kind of a sub 500 team, I mean, you do have it like if you're not going up,
you're not going up.
You're transferring laterally, and you probably somebody else putting new eyes on you and maybe some kind of new system you can buy into giving. Well, it's because he is.
He is.
And you know, I don't have good answers for it. I am braced right now, and I saw what we needed to see. But one positive, though, is Hank Brown was positive. No doubt about it. And Jarquez Hunter looked great. But I think we've already known that.
No doubt. All right, up against the break. Stay tuned. A lot more to come here right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC offers popular full-size trucks with a legacy of strength and durability. Side by side, the new Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra 1500s, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or big, heavy-duty Chevy and GMC 2500s, discounted up to $8,000 off. Rugged durability, powerful engines, and advanced technology. Choose your perfect truck today at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Back here on the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Central Alabama Community College. Bubba said, when you get a chance, your thoughts on the last play of the first half. He had one job. The people that were watching the game with me got up and walked out of the room when that play happened, because I kind of let a few expletives fly. I mean, I don't know how much dumber you can be. I mean, to be put in for one play, and you were put in, obviously, to throw the ball into the end zone because that's all you have time to do, and you ran around, you ran out of bounds to end the half, which didn't affect anything. So, and then I got a few texts saying, well, why did you even put him in? I mean, it was clear that Hank Brown had the arm strength to throw the football earlier in the half. I don't even really know what happened with that sequence.
Well, it was a bad run of offense, period. That last half of the second quarter was not good by Hank Brown or anyone associated with that Auburn offense. So I don't know what the decision was. I just know that
he had one job.
Well, we looked out of sorts. It was a good start to the game. Then I think we had, if memory serves me right, and I don't have the stats. I'm going off of what I'm watching in the stands. Didn't we have 4 or 5 incompletions in a row?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the thought was, let's put somebody else out there and see if we can get rid of the yips, whatever's going on here.
Well, at that point, you have one play, and it's to throw it into the end zone. And running out of bounds, you didn't accomplish anything. Might as well put me and you in for that play. All right, let's talk about some comments from Coach Freeze. Again, complimentary of the fans. Fans show up every week. Again, we say that we're blue in the face. Auburn seemed chaotic on defense and not in a good way. That's what we just talked about. In the first segment of the show, Freeze calls Arkansas much improved from last year. I agree with that. I think just off the hoof, they look better. I mean, they've got a better offense coordinator, obviously, but I don't know really what that means. Coach Freeze said he expanded the game plan for Hank Brown this week. Says Brown's clock awareness needs some work. Also, Brown had a couple decisions that weren't bad passes, but he had better options elsewhere on the field. And that just comes with experience and time.
My takeaway from his first 4 comments you had there is I'm worried about Arkansas. I know what Bobby Petrino can scheme up, and I see the holes on this defense. And if we don't change some things up to put an immense amount of pressure on the quarterback, as weak as I sense we are in the secondary against the pass right now, there's going to be plays there to be had. And I do think we can score the football. I think we haven't seen anywhere near our ceiling on the offensive side. Our offensive line I don't think is playing terrible, and I like the ceiling of Hank Brown and some of the other things that you're going to read that Hugh Freeze said about Hank Brown. I think we still have a great running core, and I'm excited to see some of these younger guys get some more plays at the receiver. And I think we started seeing that last week, and I think that will continue. But my biggest concern is we may have to win this football game 31-28, and that scares me.
Yeah, couple comments coming in to go right along with this comment here about Malcolm Simmons. Freeze said he wants to start incorporating Simmons more with his own packages a few times a game. He's good enough to be on the field. Look, I'm going to try not to sound like a you-know-what, but, I mean, he's been watching him in practice for well over a month and a half now. We saw what he did in the first game of the season. He doesn't have to be on the field every play. But, yes, I mean, why are we talking about this 3 games in saying, yeah, he's good enough to be on – he needs to be out on the field? We know this. We know this. I mean, he is on a roster where you're looking for explosive players. We already know this, and Glenn just says kind of sounds like Coach was trying to save face on the Malcolm Simmons comment. Just should have played him more. Why do we overthink stuff sometimes, coaches?
Well, I mean, he sounded like a tape recording of every comment I've said about him over the last 2 years. There are some players when you're a part of a team that you need out there more than others. And it's not necessarily for their athleticism and explosiveness, which he's got tons of. It's his attitude. It's how hard he plays. It's that he's smiling, that he's in a good mood, and it's not a put on. And all of those things that teams are built around, he's got an exponential amount of that. So to keep him out and only play him a few plays this previous game in the loss is a head scratcher. And I get that, you know, he runs a corner pattern when he's supposed to run an out, or he runs a corner when he's supposed to run a dig. I get that he's not running the right patterns from time to time, but
I'm sure Ryan Williams isn't either at Alabama.
Yeah, but you find a way.
But you get him on the field.
And I don't think Ryan Williams is any better an athlete than Malcolm.
I don't either.
And Ryan Williams is as good as I've ever seen in high school in this state, and I've said it a number of times.
I think
he is very explosive, but I think Malcolm, from an athleticism standpoint, is equal.
One more comment. I think we got a phone call, I believe. Freeze on Keontae Scott returning punts, and the reason I bring this up because this has to do with Malcolm too. Said the most important thing after we get a special teams play is that we have the dadgum ball. That's getting frustrating. Freeze says freshman Simmons could get some looks there this week. I'm not surprised. I mean, it is what it is, so let's go to the phone lines. Aaron McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
What's up, Charles?
Peyton Thorne throws 4 interceptions, and Hank Brown throws 4 touchdowns, and Hugh Freeze getting on Brown. What's the deal?
Well, I don't think he's getting on him, Charles. I think he's coaching him, and I think he's saying that there's still things to work on. He's very complimentary of Hank Brown. Said he graded 100% in terms of his checks at the line of scrimmage. I mean, you got to continue to coach guys, and I think there are definitely things for him to work on. But I don't think he was hammering Hank Brown at all.
Yeah, and Malik Willis got him a win the other day at Green Bay.
He did. Big win for the Packers there.
Okay, y'all have a...
Hey, thank you, Charles. Appreciate it. I didn't take that from Heath. I think he was saying, you know, there's a lot to work on there, and he did well for his first start. So
we'll know a lot more Saturday, and I think he said that, and we will. You know, the Arkansas will provide some elements to the game that I don't think that we saw that much this past Saturday.
It'll be the best team we played this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Cal,
yeah, they're all right. I watched them Saturday, about what I expect.
Yeah, San Jose State, they were playing.
Yeah. That's exactly who they were playing.
Exactly. All right, up against the break. Stay tuned. More to come.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center and Building Supply Stores, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation in Central Alabama Community College. Also want to highlight Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine right here at this part of the show every single day. Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine in Auburn and in Montgomery for the best food that you can possibly buy for your tailgate, for your cookouts, the ribs, the chicken, the pork chops, the steaks, the whole 9 yards. Best selection of wine, too. And if you go by during the month of September and tell them you saw their ad on our program, tell them Auburn Blitz, you'll get $5 off a $25 or more purchase. We're excited. We're going to be doing the Auburn Blitz show from Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine next Friday, the 27th. Next Friday, the 27th, the day before the Oklahoma game, we will be at the East Glen location in Auburn with Auburn Blitz. So please come out and see us at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. We'd love to talk to you. We'll be doing our show from there. We can't thank Kathy and Paul and her whole staff enough for everything that they do with us here on the Auburn Blitz. But Randy, looking forward to being down at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine next Friday.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done on locations over in the Auburn market, and hoping to do a lot more of that moving forward with some new capabilities on the television side. Thanks to Vincent Early and his crew at WOTM. So continue to find us not only on TV and radio, but you can find us on all of our social media outlets out there. And comment away. We've got a new Blitz Clip segment that we're passing along every day. Thank you, Kane, back there in the studio. A little 3 to 5 minute snippet of some of the key things that we've talked about, and a lot of you are finding that as well on YouTube, so continue to do that.
All right, Free said that DJ Durkin has a unique perspective of Bobby Petrino's offense at Arkansas, since both were coordinators at A&M last season. So they were there together. Is that a positive for either side?
Man, you want me to spend something positive on that defensive performance I saw, giving up 448 yards to New Mexico this past week and 291 of it through the air. I'm braced, Brett Pritchard, but I think we can outscore them. I hope I'm wrong, man.
We'll see.
I'm very hopeful.
Well, so far we haven't seen much, and again, really, at the end of the day, eyeballs really tell the tale. Some other comments coming in. Michael said, I question our defensive scheme. Seems McLeod and Crawford are in pass coverage half the time. Thought they were supposed to be pass rush specialists. We get zero pressure. Michael's spot on there. I think he nailed it. We don't get pressure. We had to walk up extra guys, even against Cal, which left our secondary in dire straits, it seemed like. So I don't know what the right answer is, but we aren't getting enough pressure, whether it be with the front 3 or 4 guys, depending on our alignment or whatever. And maybe they know Jalen McLeod and, some of these other guys, Crawford, have to drop back to help in pass coverage because our secondary's playing so bad. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't know which one's the worst of that. Maybe it's all bad. Maybe all 3 phases are playing bad. I think linebackers are playing okay, but grading out our defensive line and our secondary right now, Randy, I don't know how you give it much more than a D+. Well,
I'll stick with what I've been saying. I'm not a coach, so I'm not going to sit on this program and act like I can schematically come up with a reason that we're dropping some people into coverage and why we can't get to the quarterback. I will say this. I like dealing in facts. And New Mexico threw the football 44 times Saturday, and we got 0 sacks. So if that's a solid number. Also, another stat that jumps out to me, if we got a tackle from a transfer defensive lineman, I don't see it on the page. Am I missing something?
No, I don't see it.
And this is not Alabama A&M. I mean, this game was not in hand until later on. New Mexico was in this football game well into the second half. Towards the end of the third quarter is where I went, okay, well, we're up by 2 or 3 scores. We can go ahead and decide whether I want to hang in this place or exit before the next rainstorm hits. And are you semi-concerned when you look down in all these names that we were buying into on the defensive front in the transfer portal?
Did we buy into anybody?
Well, we're kind of every year made to, because the need is so high that we're I can remember us talking Isaiah Rakes up a lot.
Well, I can remember
an awful lot on this program.
Well, we're saying that we brought in a guy.
This is what we're hearing.
Yeah, brought a guy in that in a position that we needed depth, and I just never was on fire about any of those guys, though. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, we can go back and we talked about it, but I don't think any of us were just could not wait to see one of these guys roll onto the field. And Jason Jones, man, we were told about him, and I know he's been there a couple of years, but he just has no motor, man. And we were told this before the season started, said he had not made any improvement, and he doesn't get on the field very much. So, I mean, it's the same song and dance, it seems like, with our guys. And again, that's why I like what Hugh Freeze is trying to do. He's trying to go out and find high school talent that he can build. And this roster was depleted. I mean, this roster was bare bones. And you're having to bring in guys like a Rakes to fill in holes and gaps. We're still in the filling in the holes and gaps phase. We're not stacking top player on top of top player. Now, we got positions that we're pretty good at, and we got a little bit of depth. But right now on the defensive front, outside of Keldrick Fall, I mean, I don't really know of anybody that is just overly dynamic.
Is Walker the only defensive lineman we had make a tackle Saturday?
Zacavius Walker.
Am I missing something?
He had 2.
You see any others?
I mean, is that all the tackles listed right there?
There's a bunch of them.
Well, it's all double digits. So we'd have to see how many snaps did New Mexico have?
70 snaps.
At 70 snaps, I mean, we can do the math on it. I don't know. I think we can look and see. I'll do a little bit more detail looking during the break. All right, up against another break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug-tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Daytonville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Dr. Lisa Daniel is now at Daniel Eye Care. Dr. Lisa Daniel has been serving the Auburn Opelika community for over 20 years. Dr. Daniel specializes in glasses and contact lens, children's eye exams, treatment of eye diseases, and LASIK consultation. At Daniel Eye Care, we strive to treat our patients as we want to be treated, with compassion, integrity, and personalized attention. Come see Dr. Lisa Daniel at 1955 Opelika Road or call us at 821-8889. Daniel Eye Care. Find your focus.
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos. One with pico and creamy chipotle ranch, and the other with bacon and avocado ranch. Chicken experts since 1990. Taco experts since now. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left on today's show. Again, thanks to Russell Do-It Centers with 9 locations here in Central Alabama for all your home decor, home building supply needs. Call on them, J. Smith Construction and Excavation. They'll clear the lot for you to build the house on. No job too big or too small, commercial and residential. Call on them for all of your lot clearing needs, excavation needs in Central Alabama. Community College with 4 locations here in Central Alabama to get a 2-year degree or transfer to a 4-year college to finish up your college education. So call on them as well. You know, just looking down at the defensive stats for Auburn so far just has not looked very good. Is from a defensive line standpoint. We can look down at snap counts. Again, looking at who gets what. I mean, nobody up front really, though. We can read all those numbers off. It's insignificant. I'm not going to bore people with that. Just not a lot of production from a tackle standpoint coming up from those guys up front.
Keldrick Falk had a really good game against Cal. Jalen McLeod had 5 tackles in the opener against Alabama A&M. But outside of that, if you were to look at total tackles made by anyone that you would consider part of that defensive line, it's just non-existent. I think Isaiah Rake's got 2 tackles on the season in 3 games. Philip Bleedy's got a couple of tackles on the season in 3 games. This past Saturday, I think we had 5 total tackles out of 48 opportunities by defensive linemen, and that is giving Jalen McLeod his 2. So no one really made a splash there, and that's with a lot of opportunities with a quarterback moving around quite a bit back there in the backfield, exposing himself to opportunities for you to make plays. So it is what it is. You know, you and I have been doing ball games together for a very long time. There's one consistent thing that I've always said is you can't hide effort and you can't hide athleticism on the defensive line. Those guys like Tracy Rocker and others that we've had over the years, when you look down at those stats and everybody goes, well, Randy, it was a different game. They were playing wishbone offenses, and the defensive tackles and the defensive linemen like Benji Rowland had a lot of opportunities. And then Nick Fairley comes through, and at the end of the season, he's just made 8 or 10 plays every single game. And I'm not trying to compare any of these to them. I'm just saying that really, really good defensive linemen like Derek Brown. Make plays. They are consistently in on plays.
Well, they disrupt so much up front.
Marlon Davidson.
Yep.
Great numbers. Go back and look at his numbers.
Derek Hall.
Yeah, great numbers at Auburn. So for whatever reason, we've got really one defensive lineman right now that is, I think, playing up to the hopes of his potential, and that's Keldrick Falk.
Yep, and I don't think anybody's surprised by that. That's the one guy that probably out of the bunch that got recruited. Malik Blockton will get there, I think. Malik Blockton is getting there, but it's these younger guys, man. It's these younger guys that are, again, having to be relied on way too early. And right now that just shows you the roster is not where it needs to be. It's better. I think there's no doubt that Hugh Freeze was telling the truth there. It is better from last year. But what does that mean? I mean, everybody's going to get better every year. And so when you're starting behind the 8 ball, I mean, you got more ground to cover. So got another good class coming in. Need all those guys. Off to a good start on 26. Need that class to be good. Need to start building, because when Keldrick fall, if they, if you keep them, if they're juniors, seniors, you got some guys coming up that are hopefully they're equal talent-wise and they can learn and get put in at a more, I guess, regimented pace rather than just being thrown to the wolves. So Jason said, I hope y'all have a great day, guys. War Eagle. From his family, Glenn said secondary been the biggest question since the freshmen showed up. So there's no doubt. I mean, again, your eyes don't lie when you look down and see what our secondary's been able to do at this point. They just cannot find the football. They struggled Saturday doing that. They struggled mightily against Cal doing that. You can't tell anything about defensive performance against Alabama A&M. So the 2 games we've seen so far, they have struggled back there. All right, injury list, Brandon Frazier is out with a foot injury, expected to miss, a couple of months. Broke his foot against New Mexico Saturday, is having surgery tomorrow, it looks like, to have a pin put in. Hate it for him. He comes back, had a catch in the game, really looks good, but Auburn will be without him. Cam Coleman, the question mark there is a little bit too early to tell if he'll be able to go against Arkansas on Saturday. They're still evaluating him. Right tackle Xavion Miller, right now said that looks like it's a little bit early for him as well. So don't know about Xavion Miller, and it's a hip issue with him. And Kayan Lee, a calf muscle. Wouldn't expect him to play against Arkansas either. So it's like all 4 of those guys probably. Well, we know Brandon Frazier won't play. He's done.
No, I think they expect Kayan Lee to play.
That's it.
Yeah, he's going to play. He was dressed Saturday. I feel he could have gone Saturday if needed, and they just held him out, and that's a must. When you look at Auburn secondary, I think he's really our only top-end corner. Keontae Scott's got some very good secondary, but I don't know who you're going to replace over there. Yeah. And I mean, part of the Keontae Scott dilemma right now is he's had to move over from the safety positions and the nickel packages that he's played in to be a corner.
Right.
But there is no option.
No, I mean,
Antonio Kite had a nice pick and looks the part out there, and you and I have seen him since he was a freshman or sophomore in high school. Yeah, Jared Thompson is good in run support too. So there's some pieces back there, but the corners are the issue.
All right, just a note here from Bubba. Bubba said of interest, he said, we have Daniel Eye Care on now as one of our partners on the program. We do, and glad to have them. He said that Dr. Lisa Daniel and himself and Charles Barkley are all Leeds class of 1981. So, all right there, Bubba. Appreciate you passing that along. Yes, glad to have Dr. Lisa Daniel and Daniel Eye Care part of the program as well. Again, we love to have all of you out there that want to be part of Auburn Blitz join us, and we appreciate all of our sponsors for sure each and every day that we come on there. All right, up against our final break of the show. Stay tuned. One final segment coming up right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit SignSourceNow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Announcing Camping World's Inflation Buster camping program. You can now get into a new RV starting at just $98 a month. We won't let the economy steal your camping season. Take advantage of this very limited time offer and lock in your low monthly payment today.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit allagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here on this Tuesday. One final segment here. We appreciate all of the comments coming in, and we love to hear from all of you each and every day. You make the show what it is. And, again, Auburn with a big football game coming up this Saturday. I want to go around the SEC real quick, just kind of get your thoughts since it's our day here on the program, Randy. And we'll start with that Georgia-Kentucky game. A little bit shocking. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, but you saw last year Auburn had a very good opportunity to beat Georgia at home. Kirby Smart said that. He said the last 3 years, he said, we went on the road to Missouri, got out by the hair of their chin, probably should have lost that game. If Auburn could have just made a couple more plays there in the second half, they probably would have beaten Georgia last year. And then now this game against Kentucky, they end up getting out again by the hair of their chin. But you know what? Good football teams find a way to win, and they did. They won 13-12. That's not – I don't think anybody had that on their board with a 13-12 victory, but Georgia found a way to get it done and hold Kentucky off at the end.
Well, I think Hugh Freeze said it, and I've said it on a number of our broadcasts. Sometimes you've got a team that's good enough to win when you don't play well. Auburn, unfortunately, doesn't have a team right now any of these recent years that can win any football games when we don't play well. Georgia's got a team that's won all those games that we always point back to and go, man, they got lucky to get out there. Well, they've gotten lucky 42 straight games during the regular season. 42 consecutive wins in the regular season it is for Georgia right now. So, yeah, it is. It was closer than we all thought, but the same result that always ends up seemingly happening during Kirby Smart's stint.
Florida, man, they're just terrible. Texas A&M goes into the swamp, beats them 33-20 with a freshman quarterback, and that's it for Billy Napier. I don't see it.
No, there's no chance he's back. Their recruiting is as bad as Brian Harsin had it for us. So, with Hugh Freeze, I'm hopeful that we get a little better as the season moves on, but I don't care. Right now I'm braced for 5 or 6 wins if I have. But you're looking in Auburn's top 5 in recruiting, and the next year's class are in top 5 in recruiting. Florida's non-existent in the recruiting circles as well. There's nothing you can hang your hat on. I mean, at least as an Auburn fan right now, you can hang your hat on the potential of throwing more bows and joes at the opposition in the years to come. Florida can't even have that talk. No. It's amazing where programs can go when they're not led well.
Vanderbilt. They did what they normally do. When they can't sustain success, they play a Georgia State team and get beat. I mean, there's no other way.
Same as what I said about us.
Right.
When they don't play well, they can't win football games. When their quarterback has a little bit of an off day, they're not going to win football games.
They lose a lot of times when they play well too. So it's again, but they've got a different quarterback again. But then they had a really good chance to start off 3-0 and they blew it. All right, Mississippi State is just a bad football team. There's no other way to spin it. Toledo, when Toledo beats you 41-17 at your place.
It's where we were last year with New Mexico State.
Exactly.
When you look down, you go, what in the world has happened? When you're watching the game like we were last year and the text threads going across is, I don't know what y'all are seeing, but they're better than us. Remember our text thread last year? I don't know if y'all are watching the same line of scrimmage play as I am, but they're whooping us. This is not a farce. This is exactly what you're seeing, and that's what you got with Mississippi State. They're a long way away from a reputable program right now. I mean, who would you go get? That's the problem they've got every year.
Well, they just got somebody. I mean,
that's my point. I
don't know. I don't know what the answer is. LSU goes on the road to South Carolina and gets a 3-point win, a win that they desperately needed. South Carolina missed a golden opportunity to build off of a big win against Kentucky the week before. But again, it just shows you that there's a lot of programs in this conference that from one week to the next, you don't know what you're going to get. And
it's because they're not very good.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
LSU's ranked 16th in the country.
Well, that's probably the right ranking because there are a lot of really bad teams. Back to Cal. We have to buy into Cal being a good team. And then I watch them play San Jose State this past week. I'm like, what in the – no, they're not any good. And they're exactly what I thought they should be when they show up over in Auburn and we can't win. But LSU's not that good. I do know that. Did any part of that LSU team scare you?
No.
Last year, Daniel
I just don't think Nussmeier's very good. I mean, and defensively,
they
still do the same what they did last year, man. That's why they didn't win anything last year. I mean, they had the best player in college football, and they lost because they couldn't stop anybody. So, all right, Tennessee just destroys a team like Alabama A&M. That was their Alabama A&M. They beat Kent State, but, man, Alma-Maleva, they are scoring at a rapid pace, and this is going to be a big game for them at 6:30 on Saturday in Oklahoma. Oklahoma look up. They beat Tulane 34-19. It was not pretty at all. They've slopped around. I think he's semi on the hot seat out there. 2 years ago, they had a losing record. Last year they got back, but it's not. Brent Venables, I don't know how much.
Well, they got games coming up, and it starts this weekend because they got Auburn following that. But this weekend they got Josh Heupel coming back in with all that he's built currently at Tennessee. You don't think there's not a buzz around him.
Going back to his home,
where he
played quarterback.
Won a national championship there as quarterback. So there will be a ton of buzz around that. But Tennessee, Texas. Texas is the one to watch.
Texas is the real
I want
deal.
no part
for
of
sure.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas looks very good. Arch Manning came in and replaced Quinn Ewers and looked really good against a not a good team.
Two quarterbacks better than any of the rest
Alabama
of them.
won 42-10 going away against a very mediocre Wisconsin team, but it doesn't matter. They went up there and did what you're supposed to do. Took control of the game and ran Wisconsin out of their place at 11 o'clock. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the Auburn Blitz. We'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't forget, Sportz Blitz Live will be on tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll be back with you then. For Andy Lee, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We'll be happy. See you tomorrow.